Channel Ammonia Chivangele Choma. So in today's tutorials, I'll be teaching you how to make this trending turban cap. You can see, so this material is what I have here. Is a stretchy fabric. I just got it from the market and I saw it and I really like it, so I decided to purchase it. Okay, so the measurement I have here is for the turban base is 26 inches and by 13 inches. That's my head circumference plus 4 inches. Okay, then I still have the band, which is about 22 inches by 3 inches. So I'm going to locate the midpoint of the two fabric. I'm going to locate the midpoint of this, that's the center, then notch with my scissors, then also locate the midpoint of this, okay, and notch with my scissors. So I'm going to open it up. This is the right side of the fabric, okay, then this is also the right side of the band. So I'm going to fold it this way, okay, then place it with the two midpoints facing each other, okay. Can you see? I'm going to stitch all the way down. We're going to start stitching from here down to this very point, okay. So let me do that quickly and I'll show you the next step. So I went to the sewing machine and I sewed from this place all the way down, and this is what I have. This is the band. This is how it looks like, okay. So I'm done with this, and the next thing is to cut what I will use to embellish it. And right here I have another fabric for embellishment. It's about 28 inches rather by 20 inches. As you can see, it's that big, okay. So the 28 inches is the length, then the 20 inches is the width, and I'm going to go ahead to sew with the right side facing each other. Okay, this is the right side of my fabric, the shiny part, okay. So I'm going to take it to my sewing machine, then sew all the way down. I'm going to stitch from this point to the other point, then I'll get back to you. I'm sewing it, as you can see. So I'm going to turn to reveal the right parts. Yes, this is what I have here. So I'm going to keep this sewn part at the center, then start making pleats, okay. So you can make yours more than 20 inches if you want your pleats to be bigger, but I want mine just moderate, so that's why I'm using 20 inches, okay. So I'll start forming my pleats gradually, then as I form pleats I hold down with my pin. Let me go ahead and get my pin. So I'm going to form the pleats this way. So I'll take it to my sewing machine, then run down my stitches from this end to the other. So as I'm making my stitches, I'll make sure that it affects this one under, like this, the needle or the thread pass through this one under, so that it can hold it too firmly, okay. So after that I'm going to make another pleat that will be able to cover the thread that I used in pleating this one. So it's going from this end, okay, I'm pleating it this way, okay, to the other side, just like that. Let's go to the sewing machine so you understand better, okay. I'm done holding it down with pin, as you can see. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to start stitching on it, okay. So just like I told you earlier, I'm going to stitch it in such a way that my stitches will affect this first pleat here. So I'm going to stitch right here. So I'm going to stitch all the way down. So let me do that off camera and I'll show you. So I'm done making this particular pleat. The next thing is to form another pleat that will cover the stitches here. So I'll take it this way. Make sure I take the two fabrics because you know it's on fold, so it will be an error for you to take one. So I'll make sure it covers the stitches, just like the way I pleated this one from the other end to this end. I'm going to continue like that, okay, to make pleats. So after making this pleats, I'll go ahead and get another fabric, make another pleat just like that until I exhaust this fabric. Okay, so let me go ahead off camera and finish the pleats. Okay, I'm done stitching the design and this is what I have. Okay, so now what I'm going to do next is to attach it to my base. I'm yet to attach it. Okay, so I'll take it to my sewing machine, then begin to sew it down. So I'm going to start from here. Okay, you can tack with your needle and thread, and you can also tack stitch with your sewing machine. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to start from here, then I will stitch up to this extent. Like, let me measure it to give you the accurate measurement. So from the band I'm going to measure like 10 inches inward, then I stitch. Then from this other side I can measure like 5 inches. From the other end I can measure like 5 inches and stitch inward, so that it will enable me to move it apart. Okay, so this is how it's going to be. This is how it's going to be, so that I can hold down this point. Okay, so I'm going to cut out the little excess here. Okay, so let me go ahead and stitch like this, 5 inches here and 10 inches here and 10 inches here. Okay, so that it can move to the back. Okay, so this is it. Let me use my pin to hold it down, then move over to the sewing machine and stitch. Alright, so I'm done stitching it, and this is what I have. You can go ahead and also tack this point like 5 inches inward or more, so it all depends on you. So after that I have this excess here. So I'm going to use my needle and thread to hold it down. Okay, this is my needle and thread, and I'm going to push it inward a bit. Okay, make it relax, then stitch. So after stitching in the first one, I'm trying to tie it to secure it very well. So after tying it, I will now secure the stitches and cut out the excess. Okay, so but before I cut out, I'll tack it down to the base so that it holds it firmly, okay, so at this point I can go ahead and cut it out. So I secure again, then cut out the excess. Okay, so this is what I have. I can use my brooch to cover it up. I can use my brooch to cover it up. Or anything you can embellish with, just embellish well. So this is how it's going to look like. Then I'm going to cut out this other parts. Yes, this is it. So I'm going to stitch this other parts. Okay, so right now what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to stitch this way. like this, then I'll take it down to this side, then come up this way, then down to this point. Okay, the stitches depends on you can start your running stitches immediately after this. Okay, but for me, I'm going to use my regular stitches. Okay, so just follow the pattern of your work to stitch. So just the way the pattern is, just sew it like that. You can decide to make a curve down there. Alright, so I'm done stitching it, and what I'm going to do next is that I'm going to start making the running stitches, and I'm starting after my pleats, after the design. So I'm going to make my running stitches from here down to this point. Okay, yes, I'm done with the running stitches. The next thing is to gather it, then secure, then cut out the excess thread. Okay, so basically your work is ready. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this. If you are just coming by this channel for the first time, please consider subscribing to my channel. Love you, bye. Okay, this is how it looks. Thank you very much for watching this video. Bye.